Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 22, titled The Marriage of Kardama Muni and Devahuti. Text 14. Ahaṁ taśṛṇavaṁ vidvan. Ahaṁ tvāśṛṇavaṁ vidvan. Vivāhārthaṁ samudyatam. Tvam upakurvāṇaḥ. Prattāṁ pratigṛhāṇa me. Ahaṁ tvāśṛṇavaṁ vidvan. Vivāhārthaṁ samudyatam. Tvam upakurvāṇaḥ. Prattāṁ pratigṛhāṇa me. Ahaṁ tvāśṛṇavaṁ vidvan. Vivāhārthaṁ samudyatam. Tvam upakurvāṇaḥ. Prattāṁ pratigṛhāṇa me. Vaishnavis. Aham, I, tvam, you, aśṛṇavam, heard, vidvan, O wise man, vivāha-artham, for the sake of marriage, samudyatam, prepared, ataḥ, hence, tvam, you, tvam, you, upakurvāṇaḥ, not taken a vow of perpetual celibacy. Prattāṁ, offered. Pratigṛhāṇa, please accept. May, of me. Translation, please repeat. Svāyambhuva Manu continued. O wise man, I heard that you were prepared to marry. Please accept her hand, which is being offered to you by me, since you have not taken a vow of perpetual celibacy. Brahmacārī. One is called naiṣṭhika-brahmacārī, which means one who has taken a vow of celibacy for his whole life, whereas the other, the upakurvāṇa-brahmacārī, is a brahmacārī who takes the vow of celibacy up to a certain age. For example, he may take a vow to remain celibate up to 25 years of age. Then, with the permission of his spiritual master, he enters married life. Brahmacārya is student life, the beginning of life in spiritual orders. And the principle of brahmacārya is celibacy. Only a householder can indulge in sense gratification or sex life, not brahmacārī. Svāyambhuva Manu requested Kardama Muni to accept his daughter, since Kardama had not taken the vow of naiṣṭhika-brahmacarya. He was willing to marry, and a suitable daughter of a high royal family was presented. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataro Besha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Prajapati Kardama was born of Lord Brahma, exalted Brahmana, and he was told by Lord Brahma, ordered by Lord Brahma to beget children in the world. And in order to fulfill the order of his spiritual master and his father, he performed penance for 10,000 years. And Srila Prabhupada mentions in the translation, devotional service in trance. And at the end of 10,000 years, the Lord appeared in his transcendental form, and Kardama Muni offered his prayers, and he expressed his desire to marry a girl of like disposition. So it is wondrous how devotees, when they want to do something, they offer prayers. He was told, the whole world is yours, get married, populate, means to fill up the world you could literally have unlimited sense enjoyment. But he chose instead to wait for 10,000 years. And he prayed to the Lord. And when the Lord appeared, he told the Lord that he wants to marry a girl of like disposition. So what was his disposition? What was he actually desiring? So he shows here how he is a first-class disciple. So when a disciple is ordered by spiritual master to do some service, he will do it to the topmost standard. So Lord Brahma ordered him, beget children. So he said, I will get that kind of children who are glorious. In fact, he prayed for a ray of Vishnu. He wanted best of children, which is Lord himself, or a plenary portion of Lord himself. And like, you want me to get children, I'll get a ray of Lord Vishnu, topmost possible, best possible child I could get. So for that, it's not possible that we can just whimsically tell, oh Lord Vishnu, please come. So you need to pray. We need to invite the Lord in our heart, and we need to ask him for his blessing, that I may find a girl who will help me fulfill this desire. So it was not 10,000 years of rejecting his father's instruction, or of course you could, there's only one instruction a disciple is allowed to reject. A son is allowed to not follow when the father orders, and that is to get married. Even if your Guru Maharaj says you get married, you can say, sorry, I don't want to. But he wasn't doing that. He was actually preparing himself. And he said, you want me to do this service? Let me do it in such a way that it's the best possible service. I want to pray to Lord that I will get a ray of Vishnu, a plenary portion of the Lord himself as my son, as my child. And thank you, Prabhu. And that was his disposition. And he wanted a girl who would understand his disposition and cooperate with him. Lord Vishnu smiled with great affection and replied, I've already arranged for that, that which you have worshipped me through your mental and sensory discipline. Day after tomorrow, Emperor Svāyambhuva Manu and his wife Satarupa will come wishing to see you, and they will deliver their daughter to you. And through this daughter, you will deliver 9 daughters, and they will populate this earth with all kind of sages, saintly people, Kashyapa Muni, Soma, Dhruvasa Muni, Agastya Muni, Brihaspati, all kind of sages will be populating this earth through these 9 daughters you beget. And my own plenary portion, which is Lord Kapila Dev, who instructed the godly Sankhya philosophy, he will also appear, because that was the original prayer. The 10,000 years of meditation was to invite the Lord to be his son. So then, as the Lord said, the king and queen come to Bindu Sarovar lake. The lake is described to be a lake filled with tears of Lord, because of the intense compassion he felt for his devotee. What kind of beautiful devotee is this person, that he prayed 10,000 years in order to fulfill the instruction of his spiritual master, his father, in such a perfect way. The heart of the Lord filled with love for his devotee. Some tears fell there, that's Bindu Sarovar. And right there, Manu and his wife Satarupa, they arrive there, and they offer prayers, mutual respect to each other. And Manu is requesting, Svāyambhuva Manu is requesting Kardama Muni to kindly accept. He says, my daughter heard about you from Narada Muni, and she has, what could she have possibly heard about him? Oh, there is a son of Brahma, great, and he's supposed to be a Prajapati, he's supposed to beget a lot of children, wonderful, and he's meditating for 10,000 years. Not every girl will be very excited about a person like that. Somebody sitting and meditating, what's so exciting? So when Svāyambhuva Manu heard that, he understood that she is attracted to me after hearing about me from Narada. That shows that she has a disposition similar to mine. Not every girl thinks like, oh, he has been meditating 10,000 years. After marriage, probably he'll be spending a good part doing that. Why would I want to marry him? What am I going to get marrying a person who's living in forest, meditating all the time while I'm a beautiful princess? People fall off their airplanes when they see my beauty. What is the deal? But she was attracted to him. because that's what she liked also. That was her disposition also. Somebody who's meditating 10,000 years, calling for the Lord to be his child. I would like to serve this person. I would like to have him as my husband. So, because she had that inclination, then in the Vedic style, the girl was brought to the Rishi, to Muni, Kardama Muni, and she was offered in charity. And of course, it was checked with Lord Brahma. What is happening? He had other sons who told him, we are not getting married. The 4 Kumaras, as soon as he begot the 4 Kumaras, he said, please beget children to populate the world. And said, no, thank you, sir. So was it his intention also? Because it looks like he has been meditating for a long period. And Lord Brahma said, no, that's not his intention. He is going to get married. His intention is to get married. Women do not approach, parents of girls do not approach men who are naiṣṭhika-brahmacārīs, who have taken vow to remain celibate throughout their life. That's an offense. Yeah. So they should, if they are liking some Prabhu, they should confirm that he is in having a mindset to marry, and that they are of like disposition. What he likes should be what you like also, not just because somebody is very handsome, muscular, sweet talking, can hold his drinks, can can knock off many women. Criteria are not that to get married. The criteria to get married is, you see what are the things he likes, and truthfully analyze, are those the things I like too? If my husband is going to be sitting in trance praying for a child, will I be happy with that? Will I be happy to serve such a person? That is what we have to check. And if we see that yes, we are matching, it's not by swiping left or right. It's connecting the consciousness, connecting the mindset. We understand that, yeah, I can match with this person, so I'm going to get married to this person. And the parents, it is a very big misconception where they think that arranged marriage is, they find a boy, and of course they find a boy, but it is never against the will of the girl. If they find a boy, it will be a boy that the girl is super happy to live with. Yeah, that's arranged marriage. It's not like, let's get rid of this girl, find somebody and just let her get lost. They check all these things. Either the girl likes someone, or the parents find someone the girl likes. So he offers this daughter to Kardama Muni, and he says, I am aware that you are not a naiṣṭhika-brahmacārī, so kindly accept this daughter of mine. Yeah, that's today's verse. And the first question that came to my mind was, why would any parent want to give their daughter to someone who has been trained throughout their life to stay away from women? When you are 5 years old, Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya families, they send their sons to Gurukula. And from the time they take their upanayana, they take a vow of celibacy. The duration depends on the level of detachment they have. Some of them who are called Savitra-brahmacārīs, they stay brahmacārīs for 3 days from the day of upanayana. And Prajapatya brahmacārī stays a brahmacārī for 1 year. A Brahma brahmacārī, he says, I am going to stay brahmacārī till I finish studying. Then I will get married. So throughout the what do they teach when you are a brahmacārī? Don't think of women, mind level. On mind level, don't think of women or associate with things that make you think of women. perfume, fragrant flowers, whatever, whatever would trigger, even don't associate on mind level, don't think of women. Then words, don't talk about women, don't talk to women. Yeah, all the Prabhus in saffron are like, yes, we had it in our new Bhakta program training. Yeah, they're trained, they're taught. And body, don't have any kind of physical dealings with women, especially if they're alone. The body, mind, words, all three are to be dedicated for the service of Lord. So we need to keep all these three away, trained from very small age. Of course, there should not be fanaticism involved. We should not treat them like some kind of bothersome people, disturbance. That if somebody is treating women badly because they're brahmacārīs, then they're actually mistrained or having a wrong understanding of brahmacārya. You do not treat women badly. Why do they keep away from women? Because they are not theirs to enjoy. They're Krishna's gopis. These are my mothers. So they have a very high understanding. They don't keep away from women because they're some low class and you walk, I'll sprinkle Ganga water before I walk, not that way. They actually understand, you're not mine to enjoy. I am not mine to enjoy. I am Krishna's. You're all so much more Krishna's because you're all devotees. You're all mothers, my mothers, I should respect you. So that's the training they are given. All through their life, they are asked to stay away from women. So if they have to stay away from women, if they're trained to have that mindset, how would they become good husbands? What is the point in getting your daughter to marry someone who is trained to, probably going to keep away from her for like good part of his life? So some of the key points that I noted down by hearing various lectures are that because they are trained to be away from women, other women, they will be loyal to the girl whom they are married by keeping themselves away from other women. This woman is my wife, but everyone else is still my mother. So that loyalty is more when a brahmachari marries a girl, the loyalty is more because they're trained that I'm not allowed to see every woman, So when they have one woman, their eyes are like on her. And they will not have an enjoying mood. They won't see the woman as an object of their sense gratification. They're well disciplined. So they don't see her as somebody who's meant for them to enjoy or meant for personally offering them service so that they can be the master of the house or whatever. They are trained to be servants. So they do not bring in that mood of you are my servant. So they don't try to enjoy like a master. And training in one ashram makes training into another ashram very, very easy. In brahmacharya life, you're trained, wake up early morning, attend mangalarti, this, that, so many rules. And you know how to train yourself in one ashram. Then grihastha ashram has so many rules. You need to cook and need to offer, need to invite devotees before taking, honoring prasadam yourself, protect your children, protect your wife, whatever are the rules, they can easily get trained because getting trained, being disciplined comes so easily for them. They have done it for so many years in their life. And they can respect women. They even though they are very detached and they don't exploit women for their sense gratification, when the woman approaches, I am wanting some emotional support, physical support, mental support, financial support, whatever is the kind of support, they know that giving that support is actually respecting her. They do not see like, hey, you're a lusty woman, or what is this all the time, sorry. They don't see like that. They know that they're different, they are humans also, but made different, constitutionally very different. So they're trained to respect that. So when they have some needs on any platform, a properly trained brahmachari will be able to fulfill that need without showing any kind of disrespect. And a well-disciplined mind is very easy, is required. A well-disciplined, well-trained mind is required for begetting good children. You need to do garbhadhana samskar. 50 rounds of chanting one has to do, 16 rounds is driving one crazy. 50 rounds, 5 times a month, and they can go like a clockwork because they're trained, they're well disciplined to go through that. So the chance of attracting a very pure soul is very high when they have the discipline to go through the various samskaras. And detachment comes to them naturally. Means their daughter will not be lifelong cooking for them, cleaning the house, taking care of children, grandchildren, bill, mortgage, the entanglement stops for them at some point because they themselves are detached. So they help the woman also become detached. At some point they can step into vanaprastha ashram and they can teach the woman to also become detached, and both of them can focus their energy on Krishna. So did Kardama Muni do all of that? Yes. Was he loyal to his wife? Of course, he was super loyal, only one wife he had. He could have many, he had one wife. And he was not treating her as an object of sense gratification. Even though he was married, he spent a good part of his life offering prayers and doing his meditation and worshipping, focusing his mind on worshipping the Lord. And when he saw his wife, when he came out of that, and when he saw, actually, my wife she has gone so skinny trying to serve me. She came with the desire of marrying me and begetting my children, but she has, she's worn out serving me for so many years, and she has that need to have children, to have family, to have the life she had as a princess, and he fulfilled all of that. He gave her complete respect by fulfilling all of that. It's like, what kind of woman? You're so lusty, or you want to still be a princess from your home. He didn't put her down. He gave her floating palace. And he expanded himself into 9 forms so she could have an immense amount of pleasure with her husband. And got 9 beautiful daughters. And because they were, both of them were spiritually inclined, Lord Vishnu himself came. So the very good children were born out of the marriage. And detached. At some point, when Kapila Dev, their son, was big enough, in fact, when he married, he made that condition. Only one condition. When my son is big enough, I'm leaving. So he also trained her in detachment. And Kapila Dev, through the philosophy of Sankhya, taught to his mother. She was the main disciple. Yeah, he heard her son's instruction. She was delivered too. So Svāyambhuva Manu made a very wise choice by getting her daughter married to a person who is trained in brahmacārya. It wasn't that because he was a brahmachari, she would have a bad life. A person who is really a brahmachari, a nice brahmachari, will make a very good grahastha. And a very good grahastha will eventually become a very good vanaprastha. And a sannyasi, of course. Eventually they can get the renounced order of life. So, in this verse, we are looking at varnashrama. And Varnashrama as such, if we just put the various ashrams and look at the types and classification, we will see that Varnashrama kind of propagates just lot of material detachment. Like there is brahmacārī for 3 days, and brahmacārī for 1 year, brahmacārī for whole school life, and throughout life brahmacārī. So that progressively there is detachment. And if you see grihasthas, there can be grihasthas who are like, doing, agriculture, taking care of cows, going to market, selling things, like full on doing business and stuff like that. And higher level detached ones are the wholesalers. They don't do all this farming, this, that. They take grains and sell grains and make their living out of it. And a higher level of grihastha are the ones who have a piece of land and cow. And everything they want, they will cultivate there, and they're self-sufficient. Often Prabhupada wanted that level of grihasthas, farm communities. Have your land, have your cow, be self-sufficient. And higher than them are people who go to marketplace and collect discarded grains. They don't even have a land or cow, or they don't bother self-sufficiency or anything. They just go, whatever grain, when you're carrying grains from one room to another in marketplace, something falls, they'll just collect it and they will live out of that. Highest level of detachment. And similarly for Vanaprastha. A lower level of detachment is when you have grains stored for some fixed months. I'll have grains with me for, so I can eat for 1 month, they'll carry something. And a little higher detachment is, when you get one batch of grain, you will give up your old batch. You get a new batch, you will give up old batch. Second level of detachment. A third level of detachment is, you go in one direction, ask alms, whatever they give, you eat. No plans at all for tomorrow. So a slightly higher level of detachment. A fourth level of Vanaprastha is one who eats only fruits falling from tree. Not even fruits in trees, fruits fallen from trees. So very, very high level of detachment. And same for sannyasis. Not so very detached sannyasi, after he takes sannyas, he lives near his village and his family gives him food. A slightly higher level of sannyasi will take grains not just from his family but from the whole village. And a higher level of sannyasi is one who not just takes from his village. In your village, you still can be assured of food. Your family, definitely food comes. Your village, probably it will come. Everybody knows everyone in a village. So most probably you will get food. But you start traveling from village to village, a parivrajagacharya. The chance of getting food becomes lesser. And Paramahamsa, they don't even ask food. If food comes, they will eat. If no food comes, ahaṁ, he will not even bother to ask. So if we see how the ashrams are arranged, it looks like the emphasis is on a progressive level of detachment from material things. But is that what Prabhupada targeted? Did he want us all to become topmost detached brahmacārīs, topmost detached grihasthas, topmost detached sannyasis? Was that what Prabhupada wanted? If we were to think that is what Prabhupada was aiming for, we actually missing the point. Prabhupada did train brahmacārīs. Prabhupada did say, all the men, no marriage. All Mataji's marriage. He did want top class brahmacārīs. He wanted grihasthas to be very self-sufficient, very, very high class grihasthas. Sannyasis, he wanted parivrajagacharyas, go place to place and preach. They stay in a place only for the duration of how much time it takes for milking cow. Then they move. So he set up the bar very high for us. But the strength on which we would act is not our strength of detachment. We do not become best brahmacārīs or grihasthas or sannyasis because we have the strength to be detached. Prabhupada himself showed by his personal example. Did he say, I am Bhakti Vedanta, that is why I am going to preach? I am a sannyasi, that is why I am going to deliver the world. Did he do that? No. Prabhupada, when anytime anybody would ask Prabhupada, you can ask anybody in ISKCON, in fact, why did Prabhupada go to America? Why did he go? His Guru Maharaj asked him to go. And everything Prabhupada had, he would attribute it to his spiritual master. And he got nice, wonderful disciples who served him so sincerely. And what did Prabhupada say? You are all sent by my spiritual master to help me. So the underlying principle that differentiates varnashrama from daivi varnashrama is when you're just simply following varnashrama, trying to place yourself in one of the places or gauging yourself to understand where you are, how much detached I am, how much advanced I am, then you just varnashram. But Prabhupada never wanted just varnashram. Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, had coined the word Daivi Varnashram. And Daivi Varnashram, the backbone is not how much detached you are. The backbone is how much are you attached to your spiritual master's instruction. Attachment to the spiritual world automatically creates detachment. And detachment, material detachment and spiritual attachment are not flip sides of the coin. Material detachment is just a byproduct. Byproduct means something that is not even expected. You don't do it because you want it. It just comes. Like when you make chapati, the steam comes out. That steam is a byproduct. That's not something you're aiming for. You're aiming for the cooked grain to offer to Jagannath, right? So, detachment is a byproduct of devotion. So, the spine behind Daivi Varnashram is one's dedication to follow the instructions of spiritual master. And how does one strengthen one's dedication? Two things Prabhupada said: chanting and praying to Krishna. Chanting, we see Srila Prabhupada always chanted. And praying to Krishna, wherever Prabhupada went, he will offer obeisances, he'll put his hands down. And when devotees asked, Srila Prabhupada said, yes, I pray for protection from fall down. Prabhupada prayed consciously. And when Prabhupada wrote in his diary, in Jaladuta diary, Prabhupada wrote a poem, Krishna, I don't know. They call me Bhakti Vedanta, but I'm not actually qualified to, I don't even know why you brought me here, Krishna. Why would somebody come to this place filled with mode of passion and ignorance? You should have some plan for which you have brought me here. So I am a puppet in your hands. Please make me dance as you wish. Never was there a moment where Prabhupada was saying, all of this is my strength. All of this is happening because I was able to do it. It could be, it is very much true that he is empowered. He can do it by his own spiritual strength, but he 100% in a very true way, with a sincere heart, followed that principle that I am progressing spiritually just by executing the order of my spiritual master. And in order for me to execute that order, I will be chanting and I will be praying. And this is not a speculative process. Srila Prabhupada is not a first person who invented this method of all our acharyas did that. Any acharya's life we see, they will always do that. They will Nama Pankajanabhaya, Nama Pankajamalini, Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste, Nama. I offer obeisance, offer. And Pankajanabha, Pankajamalini, Pankajanetra, names of the Lord. They chant the names of the Lord and they bow down to the Lord. And just to conclude the concept, we will look at the example of Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur, he was presented with a very beautiful prostitute. She presented herself at his doorstep in the night. Yeah? And what is the training? Don't think of women. Don't even think of things that remind you of women. Don't talk to women. Don't talk about women. Don't associate with them in a physical way, especially if you're alone. All this training is there. So then she comes, and he knows exactly why she is coming. She wants to come there to seduce him, to make him fall down, so that it can be told to the world that he's a fake sadhu. And so he said, oh, don't think of women, go away. I'm going to protect myself. I'm running. I'm detached. I'm running away from this person. I'm going to protect my spiritual life. Did he do that? Does it make him any less brahmacārī? Topmost brahmacārī, right? Topmost. He not only, he actually thought about a whole strategy. He was thinking about her. What can I do to bring her to Krishna? He was actually thinking about her. And he talked to her. I understand why you have come. And it's my duty to fulfill your desires. But I would like you to stay here because I haven't finished chanting. And he was alone with her. Not for one day, but for 3 full days. Does it make him any less brahmacārī? Actually, brahmacārī, that is the spine of varnashram. It is not about how detached we are, that we run away from situations, we run away from women, or we run away from so-called distractions. The real varnashram that Srila Prabhupada wanted for us is yukta vairagya, not just vairagya, detachment. Yukta vairagya. You be detached, but everything you are detaching yourself from, put it all in service of Krishna. And in 3 days, she became like him. It's not that he became fallen like her, she became. And what did he do? Same, 2 things. Japa, worship Tulasi. Just like how Srila Prabhupada told us, chant and worship Krishna. He was also doing that. He was sitting there in front of Tulasi, chanting and worshipping Tulasi. Chanting, worshipping Krishna. And Mukunda Mala Stotra, Kulashekara Alvar, he offers this beautiful prayers. He says, O mortal beings, us, me, you have submerged yourself fully in the ocean of material existence, which is filled with waves of misfortune. So when you are in the ocean, it's difficult to come out because of the waves. You can't just come out because you just think I'm coming out of this bad luck. Crash comes another wave of bad luck. And that is how the material world is. Just keeps you, the waves of misfortune just keep you submerged. Please hear as I tell you how to attain your supreme benefit. And he says, I will keep it brief. He knows what kind of people we are. He said, I'll keep it it's like a sutra, a nutshell. I'm going to tell you in nutshell. So I'll keep it very brief. Just put aside your various atoms on knowledge. Don't try to do anything speculative. Instead, constantly chant the mantra Om Namo Narayanaya and bow down to the Lord. Again, 2. Chant and worship the Lord. He said Om Namo Narayanaya, and Narayana, 1,000 names of Vishnu is Ram's name, 3 names of Ram is Krishna's name. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we do much more than Om Namo Narayanaya. So it's not a speculative process. Varnashrama, the system that Srila Prabhupada established, where he wanted highest class of brahmacārīs, highest class of grihasthas, sannyasis, wasn't a speculative process. It is a bona fide process based on the teachings of our Acharya, that we will chant Hare Krishna, We will offer our prayers to the Lord in form of worshipping deities, in form of prasadam, in form of book distribution, all the different devotional activities. And by that, a flip side, a side product, just like steam comes out of chapati, a side product is detachment. No effort is needed at all. You don't have to look at a Mataji and say like, I can't see, I'm not supposed to. Remember, don't even see things that you'll remind, you don't have to do that at all. Your vision, your eyes will pass through them as if they don't stand there, so the detachment will come as a byproduct. To summarize, we saw today that Svāyambhuva Manu offered the hand of his daughter Devahuti to Kardama Muni, pointing out that he is aware that Kardama Muni is not a brahmacārī, and he is taking, being aware of that, he is offering his daughter as charity to this exalted Brahmana. Then we looked at some of the reasons why being trained as a brahmacārī, why being trained in brahmacārī ashram makes one a better grahastha. And then we looked at what is the actual spine of varnashram. If you just look at varnashram as a concept, you could say the central line is how much you are getting detached, that much you are advanced. But Devi Varnashram is not about detachment. Devi Varnashram is about our spiritual attachment to the instructions of our spiritual master, which we can fulfill by doing our japa and by doing our prayers to the Lord. And we quoted life of prayers of Kulashekar Alvar, life of Haridas Thakur, and life of Srila Prabhupada himself to see that this is a bona fide process. Thank you so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samavita Gaurapataran ki jai. Any comments or questions?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you for the class. Mataji, regarding, you mentioned that our focus should be on following the instruction of spiritual master. That should be our attachment actually. And then that attachment will lead automatically to the detachment. So it's true, Mataji. It's very true, no doubt. But then there is when Rupa Goswami is defining this Yukta Vairagya, so he is beginning with Anasakta Visyan. So he is mentioning that we should be detached from the personal sense gratification and then utilize everything in the service of the Lord. So it seems that both has to be in the beginning, especially for the beginners, it has to be cultivated together simultaneously. And in 7, 12, 10 in Bhagavatam, Prabhupada writes in the purport that as long as one is on bodily conception of life, he should be careful. He should not think that he is elevated and he should behave like as if he is very advanced. It will create a problem. And also in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, if you see the symptoms of Bhava platform, one of them is Virakti, indifference to the sense gratification. So this comes on it seems that this indifference to the sense gratification, it comes on the platform of Bhava. Before that, we should be very careful actually. So what is your comment on this? Like, you can make some comments.
Yes. It is important for us to be careful. Just because I am chanting Hare Krishna, I am doing book distribution as per the instruction of my spiritual master, does not mean that I get to sit with the Mataji in the night hours and chat about the latest Bollywood gossip. So that conscious effort should be there. But the point is, a person who is truly wishing to fulfill the order of the spiritual master and who is praying and who is praying to Krishna, chanting his japa and all, they will not go into that. They will not have a proclivity for that. They will not have an inclination for that. Their life is so surrounded by the 1 million things they are supposed to do to serve Krishna and Guru that they will not have the mindset to think about it. They will go to talk to some Mataji, like let's say you are Pujari and some Mataji is cooking. Today's cooking was nice, today this happened, too oily, too sweet, whatever. Somebody is making dress, oh, this dress was not fitting properly, please adjust the leg, put some extra clothes. Somebody is making jewelry, oh, it broke, You may talk, but you were not even conscious that you were talking to a Mataji, you're talking about service. So the minute that happens, that you are conscious that you are talking to a woman, that means there is not 100%, there is not 100% going on in the spiritual attachment side. That is why you are becoming aware that you should become detached. So what should be the effort? Should I try to become more detached materially, or should I try to become more attached spiritually? You know the answer, So Krishna consciousness, bhakti is an independent process. Bhakti does not depend on your detachment. Detachment comes because you are a bhakta. So if you see you are attached materially, become attached spiritually. Automatically it will happen. There is no external effort needed for etiquette should be followed. Matajis are coming, you get up, you make line, or Prabhus come, Mataji step behind and let them take the front seat. Whatever is the etiquette we should follow. But the focus should not be on that. The focus should be on cultivating attachment to Krishna. Because detachment in itself is never going to take us to Krishna. Is that correct, Prabhu? Yeah. Thank you. Yes, jnana janayate ashu vairagyam. Vairagyam is, vairagya is a byproduct.
Hare Krishna, thank you for the class. I have a question, but I understand that some might find it provocative, so please forgive me, it's not my intention to make anyone uncomfortable. I honestly want to hear your opinion. So the question is, some brahmacārīs avoid attending classes given by Matajis. What is your opinion on that? Is that, do they have your blessings, or is there some adjustment that needs to be made to their understanding?
They are not losing anything by not attending my class, and I'm no way qualified to bless them, so it's fine. Is that okay? And as a principle, we should know that anybody who's sitting and speaking Bhagavatam is just a transparent via media. We are just hearing what Prabhupada says, and we are repeating Srila Prabhupada's instructions. So what kind of body sits in between should literally be a transparent body. You shouldn't see a woman or a man there. You should simply see there is a transparent via media through which I am getting teachings of Srila Prabhupada. Then Mataji gives, Prabhu gives, babies give, Srila Prabhupada used to glorify Saraswati, 5-year-old kid, she had the perfect understanding. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. And she would just simply repeat that to everyone, Doesn't matter. Whatever is whoever we are, doesn't matter. Is that okay, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, thank you for class. And Prabhu said about bhava. What? Loudly. Oh, okay. Sorry. Prabhu said about bhava, and I thought it's very important to speak about it. And Srila Prabhupada, he pointed out in commentary in Chaitanya Charitamrita, one of the shloka, he said that until one is attached to a relationship between Radha and Krishna, and Gopi and Krishna, he is in dangerous position. He will fall down until, it's a very important point. And he says that one must to attach to this relationship between Radha and Krishna and gopis, this, and is in stage about Bhava, because it's really a fact that before the Bhava, it's possible, fall down. Hare Krishna.
Happened to Bharat Maharaj also, who was in the level of power. This was Leela, yes. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।